Ah, life. Isn't it just a game of shifting faces, twisting hearts, and pretending it's all a seamless ballet? People come, people go, and somehow we think we can control it. We put our faith in others, let them in, invite them to the center of our little worlds. And then, boom, they're gone, just like that. We don't get the memo, do we? We don't get the alert saying, hey, this person's gonna pack up and leave. Don't get too attached. Change. It's like that little fly buzzing around your head just when you thought you had everything figured out. 1 minute things are smooth, perfect even. The next it feels like the world is throwing everything it can at you. People leave, situations change, and suddenly you're left questioning everything. You wonder why are things falling apart? Why is it all happening to you? What if I told you it's happening for you? What if I told you that change, that mess, that chaos could actually be the best thing that ever happened to you? Listen, here's the ugly truth. Change is not always the enemy. In fact, it's often the key to unlocking a future you never could have imagined. It's like this big cosmic joke, life, people, the universe. It's all playing a game. The game to make you stronger, to make you grow. People? Oh, people are just part of the puzzle. They're here for a moment, a season, and then they're gone. And when they leave, it's not the end. It's the beginning. You're not supposed to keep everything that enters your life, You're not supposed to hold on to the toxic, the painful, the unproductive. You ever seen someone clutching onto something that's hurting them? They're in a prison they built for themselves, holding onto the bars as if it's their only option. But you're different. You've got the power to break free, to let go. And here's the kicker. It's going to hurt at first. It's going to sting. Oh, it will feel like you've been punched in the gut. But that's the price of freedom, my friend. That's the price of moving forward. You can't move forward if you're still stuck in the past, trying to drag dead weight along for the ride. People come into your life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. Some are here to teach you, some are here to challenge you, and some are just here to make you realize you're stronger than you think. So when they leave, don't mourn it, don't cry over it. Smile, say thank you. They've done their job, they've served their purpose, and now it's time for them to go. And if they don't leave on their own, don't worry. Life will step in and make sure they do. It's funny, really. People think they have control, that they can keep things the way they want them, but life's got a way of showing us how little control we actually have. Let them go. Watch them walk away, or better yet, close the door yourself. Because you're not just letting go of a person or a situation, you're letting go of the past that's holding you back. You're releasing the chains that keep you anchored in a place that no longer serves you. You're saying, I'm ready for more. I'm ready for what's next. But here's the twist. You can't even see what's next until you let go of what's holding you. You know those people who refuse to let go of the things they don't need anymore? They drag all this excess baggage with them, wondering why they're stuck, why they're not moving forward. Well, the answer is simple. They're still carrying their past. And yet we love it, don't we? The drama, the chaos, the confusion. It gives us something to hold on to. Something to blame when things aren't going right. It's almost comforting, isn't it, to have a reason for your suffering, to have someone to point the finger at. But here's the thing. You don't need that anymore. You don't need to blame anyone for where you are, because you're still here. You're still breathing, and that's all you need to make a fresh start. So when people walk out, don't panic, don't beg them to stay, don't try to convince them they're making a mistake. They're not making a mistake. They're playing their part, and their part is over. It's time for you to step into your own life. It's time for you to take center stage. And don't be surprised when people walk in who are going to shake up your world, challenge you in ways you never imagined, and force you to grow. You didn't think the story was over, did you? Oh, no, it's just getting started. Because when one door closes, it's not just closed. It's wide open for something better, something new, something exciting to come crashing through. You just have to stop looking behind you. Stop staring at the door that's closed and start looking at the door that's opening. Are you ready? Are you ready to let them go? Are you ready to face the uncomfortable truth that you don't need the baggage anymore? Because once you let go, once you embrace the discomfort of change, once you stop begging and pleading for things to stay the same, you'll realize something. Life's got a funny way of surprising you with things you never could have planned. It's like the universe is watching and waiting for you to make that one bold move. The move to say, I don't need this. I don't need them. I don't need to hold on to this pain anymore. And when you do that, oh, watch out. That's when the magic happens. Ah, the good old idea of letting go. Funny thing, isn't it? People think holding on to things, people, situations, they think it'll give them control. They think if they just keep it together long enough, the universe will throw them a bone. But here's the thing about holding on. It's exhausting. It's like trying to run a marathon while dragging a boulder behind you. You're out of breath, your muscles are screaming, and that boulder, still there, weighing you down, keeping you stuck in one place. You're not moving forward, you're just keeping the boulder company. And you wonder why you feel like you're stuck in quicksand. The more you struggle, the more you sink. People like to say that things happen for a reason. Well, let's break that down for a second. What if that reason is simply you letting go? What if the reason things go south is because you're still holding on to things that are already dead, already gone? Ever stop to think about that? How many of us are holding on to relationships that should have ended years ago? Jobs that suck the life out of us? Habits that make us miserable. The whole time you're still clutching, convinced that if you just keep holding on, something will change. But that's the trick, isn't it? It's not going to change. It's not going to fix itself. You're the one who has to make the move. Letting go isn't weakness, it's strength. You ever seen a tree hold on to its leaves in the middle of winter? No, it sheds them, knowing that new ones will grow in the spring. It's simple. Nature knows. You can't hold on to the old and expect to grow. It's like trying to wear clothes that don't fit anymore, hoping that somehow, one day, they'll magically stretch to your size. They won't. They won't. And you'll keep struggling, keep suffocating yourself, trying to force things that aren't meant to be. But here's the joke. You don't have to keep struggling. You don't have to keep forcing it. Just let go. You've got to make space for what's coming. And that space can't come if you're holding on to everything from the past. You're already stressed, already stretched thin. You're wondering why you're burned out and overwhelmed. Well, maybe it's because you've got too much clutter in your life, too many dead relationships, too many toxic situations, too many shoulda, coulda, woulda hanging around like unwanted guests at a party that never end. You think, I can fix this, I can make it work. But guess what? You can't. The only thing you can fix is you. You can't fix people. And you sure as hell can't fix situations that are already broken. But you can let go. letting go doesn't mean being passive. Between you and what you've dreaded, lesson B, ring it a better. The crappiness doesn't mean pain, doesn't mean pity, doesn't mean advocacy. It doesn't. Sometimes the best thing you can do is say, you know what? I deserve better. I deserve peace. I deserve a shot at something real. And that's the real kicker. You know what you deserve. You know deep down that the life you're living isn't the life you signed up for. You know you're capable of more, but you're too afraid to let go, too afraid to step into the unknown. But here's the funny part. Every time you're afraid, every time you hold back, life has a way of showing you just how much better it can be when you take the leap. Life has a funny way of making you face the truth when you've been too stubborn to see it for yourself. You'll get that little nudge, that moment when you realize you can't keep dragging the dead weight any longer. You think letting go is hard. Try staying stuck in a situation that's making you miserable. Try waking up every morning feeling drained, feeling like you're just going through the motions. That's harder, but here's the truth, and it's harsh. You're the one choosing to stay stuck. The people, the situations, the comfort, whatever it is you're holding on to, it's a choice. You don't have to keep holding on. You don't have to keep settling for less than you deserve. You can choose something better. You can choose to step into the unknown even if it feels like you're walking into a fog, because that fog, it's not going to last forever. Eventually you'll see the clear sky. Eventually you'll see the path that was meant for you. So stop holding on to the toxic, to the dead weight. Stop keeping people around who don't value you. Stop making excuses for why you're stuck. It's your life, and it's time you started living it the way it's meant to be lived. Free, peaceful, unburdened. Let go and watch what happens next. Watch how your world shifts, how the right people start showing up, how the right opportunities begin to unfold. Because once you let go, that's when you make room for the real magic to happen. It's the kind of magic that comes when you stop clinging to the past and start embracing the future. Let go. You've got this. All right, let's talk about one of life's cruel little tricks. How things seem to fall apart just when you think everything's finally going right. Oh yeah, you've been working hard, doing your thing, playing by the rules, and suddenly, boom! The rug gets pulled out from under you. It's almost laughable, isn't it? Like you're in some bad comedy where the punchline is always you getting the short end of the stick. You start to think, what's the point? Why bother? Everything I touch turns to dust. Now some people would say, oh, don't worry, things will get better. But you know that's just some empty words. They don't get it. The ones who are sitting there telling you to keep your chin up are the ones who've never truly felt what it's like when life just keeps slapping you around. The ones who keep telling you to hold on are the same ones who've never had to question whether holding on is the right thing to do anymore. You're exhausted. You're drained. You've been fighting for so long that your hands are starting to bleed. But it doesn't stop, does it? It's like the world is this big, beautiful circus and you're the one who forgot their act. And yet, despite all the pain, all the struggle, there's a part of you that wants to keep going. Why? Maybe you're a little insane, maybe you're stubborn, maybe you're just a sucker for punishment. But you hold on even when everything inside of you screams to let go. But what if I told you that's exactly what's happening? What if the struggle isn't the end of the road, but the beginning of something else? What if this whole mess the chaos, the pain? What if it's all just part of a much bigger picture, one that you can't quite see yet? The trouble is, you're too busy trying to fix everything, trying to control the chaos, when maybe the real trick is just letting go. But that's the thing with people, right? They get so caught up in holding on to things, thinking they can fix it, thinking they can bend the world to their will. It's almost cute. Really? This idea that if you just try hard enough, if you just hold on long enough, everything will magically fall into place. The truth? No one's coming to save you. No one's going to swoop in and make everything better. You've got to do it yourself. You've got to be the one to say, enough is enough. But here's the catch. Sometimes you can't move forward until you let go of all the baggage, all the weight, all the things holding you back. And oh, isn't that funny? The things that hold us back aren't always the big stuff. It's not always the giant mistakes we made or the massive failures that everyone knows about. It's the little things, the quiet ones, the grudges, the unspoken fears, the people you know you should have walked away from but didn't, the habits you've kept around because they're familiar, the promises you made to others but didn't keep to yourself, the endless cycle of guilt that drags you down. All of that is what keeps you stuck. All of that is what holds you back. And yet we keep running in circles, pretending it's okay, pretending that we can handle it all. We can't. You can't. You have to let it go. But letting go isn't easy, is it? It's terrifying. You've spent all this time holding on, believing that if you just stick it out long enough, you'll be rewarded. That somehow, if you just endure enough pain, the universe will pay you back. That's not how it works, sweetheart. You've got to let go of the expectations, the plans, the idea that everything has to go according to your script. Because guess what? The universe doesn't care about your script. It's too busy writing its own. And sometimes, the hardest part is letting go of the life you thought you were supposed to have, in order to embrace the life you actually need. It's like holding a match in the rain, waiting for it to light. You keep trying and you keep trying, and the harder you push, the more frustrated you get, right? But then, one day, the rain stops, the clouds break, and suddenly the match catches fire. Why? Because you stopped fighting. You stopped forcing it. You let the rain do its thing, and you waited for the right moment. The trick isn't in the match. It's in knowing when to step back, when to breathe, and when to let things unfold naturally. The pain you're feeling now, it's just part of the process. It's just part of the growth. It's like pruning a tree. You cut off the dead branches so new ones can grow. You cut off the things that are holding you back, that are stopping you from reaching your potential. It's a clean break, a clean slate. It doesn't make sense in the moment, but when you look back, you'll see that everything fell into place the way it was always supposed to. So yeah, you're struggling, but you know what? That's just the beginning. You're not lost. You're not broken. You're not stuck. You're in the middle of a transition, a process, something bigger than you can see right now. And maybe, just maybe, it's time to stop fighting the process and start trusting it. Oh, the things we do to ourselves, right? We've all been there, stuck in that loop of uncertainty, desperately trying to keep control over everything. Funny how that works, isn't it? You think you've got it all figured out, that if you just hold on a little tighter, if you just keep doing the same thing over and over, you'll eventually get to where you want to be. The more you grip, the tighter you hold. the more it slips away. A constant, relentless battle against something you can't control. We love to pretend we've got the answers. We love to tell ourselves we're in charge, but deep down, we know control is just an illusion. Life doesn't care what you think you can do. Let's talk about this idea we've got, this little fantasy of being in charge of our own destiny. You think you can handle it all. You think you can juggle all the problems, keep all the balls in the air. You think that somehow, if you just push a little harder, if you just sacrifice a little more, everything will magically align. You'll get the job, you'll fix the relationship, you'll somehow figure it out. And yet, what happens? You burn out. You drown in the weight of your own expectations. It's like you've spent so long pretending that everything's fine that you forget what fine even means. When did you last take a real breath? When did you last feel like you didn't have to put on this mask, this perfect image for everyone else? But you know, maybe that's the problem. Maybe the reason things are falling apart, the reason you're overwhelmed, is because you're trying to hold it all together. You're trying to be the glue, the fixer, the one who always makes sure things are okay, even when they're anything but. It's exhausting, it's suffocating. It's a game you're never gonna win. The harder you try, the harder life pushes back. And yet you're still here, still trying to make sense of the mess, still pretending it'll all work out. Why? Because you don't want to let go. You don't want to accept that maybe, just maybe, this time it's not up to you. So you keep pushing, you keep grinding, you keep doing everything the same way, over and over, until the weight of it all drives you mad. But here's the thing you don't want to hear. Life's not always about doing. It's about letting go. It's about stepping back and realizing that you're not meant to fix everything. You're not meant to be the superhero in your own story. You can't save yourself from the chaos you found yourself in. You can't fix everything, control everything, make everything right. That's a lie we've been told for years. The truth? You've got to let it go. Let the weight fall. Let it all crumble. Let the storm pass. And you'll see it clearly for the first time. The pressure you're feeling, that's the fear of losing control. The fear that if you let go, everything will fall apart. But you're not in control. No one is. Not really. Life is messy, unpredictable, and completely out of your hands, no matter how tightly you hold on. But that's okay. You don't need to have it all figured out. You don't need to carry the world on your shoulders. It's a lie to think that you have to. You think you're doing the right thing by trying to be everything to everyone, by trying to make everyone happy, by doing everything the right way. But maybe the right way isn't the one you've been told. Maybe it's about stepping back. Maybe it's about letting things fall apart, trusting that something better will rise from the ashes. But that's scary, isn't it? Letting go. The idea that you might be standing at the edge of a cliff and you're supposed to just jump, hoping the universe will catch you. You've been told all your life that hard work, control, and effort will get you what you want. But here's the twist. The harder you try to hold on, the harder you try to make things fit into your neat little box, the more you miss out on the opportunities that come with letting go. It's in those moments of release, those moments of vulnerability, that things start to fall into place. The universe doesn't need you to be perfect. It doesn't need you to have everything figured out. It needs you to trust. It needs you to trust that things will work out, not because you're in charge, but because you're finally letting things be. You don't have to control everything. You don't have to know every single step. You don't have to be the fixer, the one who always has a solution to every problem. Sometimes it's okay to just let things be, to let the dust settle, to let yourself fall apart, knowing that when you do, the pieces will come together in a way that makes sense. It's about having faith, not in yourself, not in your ability to fix everything, but in the process itself. The mess is part of the process. The chaos is part of the process. And one day, when you look back, you'll realize that all the things you were trying so hard to control were actually the things that set you free. It's a hard pill to swallow, isn't it? To realize that maybe the reason things aren't going right is because you've been holding on to the wrong things for too long. But once you let go, once you stop fighting against the current, you'll realize that the flow was always there, waiting for you. It's funny, isn't it? The way life keeps throwing curveballs at us, one after another, as if we're some sort of punchline to a cosmic joke. You think you have it all under control, right? You've got your plans, your routine, your shiny little checklist of things to accomplish, and yet somehow it all falls apart. A little twist here, a little turn there, and before you know it, you're standing in the middle of chaos, wondering how the hell you got here in the first place. It's a never-ending game of trying to stay on top, but the more you try to hold everything together, the more it slips right through your fingers. But hey, that's life, right? The punchline nobody sees coming. We spend so much time trying to piece it all together, like it's some kind of puzzle we're supposed to solve, when in reality, we're just playing a game where the rules keep changing. You think you're doing everything right, working hard, staying focused, keeping the grind going, but sometimes life looks you dead in the eye and says, nah, that's not your path. That's not how this game works. And the moment you realize that, the moment you stop chasing what you think should happen and let go of all those plans you've been clinging to like a safety net, that's when things start to get interesting. Here's the trick though, you're not supposed to have it all figured out. You're not supposed to have every single step mapped out, because life isn't a straight line. It's a winding, messy road full of potholes, dead ends, and detours that are way more interesting than the destination. And you know what? That's okay, really, it is. There's no prize for being the one who gets to the finish line first. In fact, most of the time, the people who get to the finish line with all their plans intact are the ones who missed the point of the whole thing. They never stopped to take in the view, never realized that the detours were the moments that would actually teach them something. But that's where we go wrong, isn't it? We get so obsessed with the destination, with the idea of success, that we forget to pay attention to what's happening around us. We're constantly chasing something, thinking that the next achievement will somehow bring us happiness, that the next step will be the one that finally makes us feel like we've got it all together. And yet the more you chase it, the further it runs away. You want to know why? Because you're chasing the wrong thing. You're chasing a feeling, a moment, a little trophy to put on your shelf. But here's the catch. Success isn't a destination. It's a state of mind. It's about understanding that what you have right now is enough, even if it doesn't look the way you thought it would. That's the real punchline. That's the big reveal. So how do we get there? How do we stop chasing the wrong things and start understanding that we're already in the right place? Well, it's about stepping back. It's about realizing that you don't need to keep pushing so hard. You don't need to keep running after the next thing, because there's a reason for everything that's happened. Life has a way of opening up doors when you least expect it. Not because you've earned it, not because you've checked every box, but because you've been through enough. You've learned enough. You've suffered enough to finally understand that the game was never about the destination. It was about the journey. And that journey, it's not as predictable as you think. You see, every time life knocks you down, every time things seem to fall apart, it's not the end, it's just another chapter. It's just another lesson, another layer, another piece of the puzzle that doesn't fit until the right moment. And when that moment comes, when you finally get it, when you finally understand what all this chaos was leading to, that's when you realize the beauty of it all. It's in the mess, the uncertainty, the not knowing. That's where the magic happens. It's not in the perfect moments, the ones you planned for, the ones you could control. No, it's in the spontaneous, the unexpected, the things you didn't see coming. So, what's the secret? What's the trick to this whole thing? Stop controlling, stop stressing, stop planning every little move, stop worrying about every little thing that goes wrong, because in the end, that's the stuff that shapes you. The mess, the chaos, the confusion, they're all part of the process. They're all part of your story. The sooner you stop fighting against it, the sooner you stop trying to keep it all together, the sooner you'll realize that the whole thing is already coming together, whether you like it or not. And that's the joke, isn't it? You spend all this time trying to control what you can't control, stressing over what you can't change, and then one day, you wake up and realize that the whole damn thing was just one big cosmic joke. The punchline? You didn't need to fix anything. You just needed to let go, trust the process, and let life take you where it's supposed to. You know, it's funny how life works. You get caught up in this crazy mess, thinking you have it all figured out. But let's face it, do any of us really know what we're doing? I mean, seriously. We spend our days running around trying to prove something, trying to win some invisible race that nobody even told us we were in. And for what? To impress people who don't care? To buy things we don't need with money we don't have? To impress people who still don't care? To buy things we don't need with money we don't have? How's that working out for you? Yeah, didn't think so. It's almost like we're all in this big twisted game, just trying to keep up with the rules that keep changing on us. Everyone's telling us how to live, what to do, who to be. But when was the last time you stopped and actually asked yourself what you wanted? Oh wait, you don't have time for that, do you? You're too busy, too stressed out, too caught up in the daily grind. You've got deadlines to meet, appointments to keep, and people to please. It's exhausting. Really, it is. The constant pressure to perform, to fit into some idea of success that someone else came up with. But what if I told you, maybe that's all a lie? Maybe the whole system's rigged and we've been following the wrong rules this whole time. Maybe all the stress, the hustle, the relentless push to go faster, do more, achieve more, maybe it's all just a distraction from the fact that there's something bigger, something greater, something realer waiting for us on the other side. But here's the kicker. You can't reach it if you're too busy spinning in circles, chasing after the next thing like a hamster on a wheel. What if I told you that the moment you stop trying to force everything into place, stop obsessing over every little detail, stop bending yourself in ways that break you just to fit into some idea of what success should look like, that's when it all starts to change. Sounds simple, doesn't it? But it's not, because we've been taught for so long that we have to fight for everything, that we have to hustle, grind, claw our way to the top. It's like this lie we've all bought into, thinking that if we just push harder, things will magically fall into place, but they don't. Here's the thing nobody tells you about success. It's not about pushing harder, it's about letting go. You've been holding on to everything so tightly, trying to control every little detail, and what's that gotten you? More stress, more frustration, more disappointment. The harder you try to hold it all together, the more it slips through your fingers, doesn't it? It's like trying to catch water in your bare hands. You're just gonna end up wet and frustrated. So, what's the alternative? What's the secret nobody talks about? Simple. You let go. You stop trying to control everything. You stop obsessing over every little thing that isn't working. You stop blaming yourself for not having it all figured out. You stop. You breathe. You give yourself permission to just be. It sounds crazy, doesn't it? It sounds terrifying even, but trust me, it's the only way. Because the truth is, you don't need to hustle harder, work longer hours, or be the hardest working person in the room to succeed. No, what you need is clarity, perspective, and maybe a little bit of patience. Things work themselves out, but not when you're forcing them into place. And here's the catch. You're already doing more than enough. Every step you've taken, every obstacle you've overcome, every setback you've bounced back from, it's all part of the process. So why do you keep thinking it's not enough? Why do you keep thinking you need to do more, be more, have more? It's like you're already in the race and you're out there beating yourself up thinking you need to run faster. But the race was never about speed, it was about endurance. It was about how you kept going even when it felt like the world was trying to knock you down. And you're doing that. You're doing more than enough. Maybe it's time to stop running. Maybe it's time to stop fighting, stop chasing, stop obsessing. Maybe it's time to just be where you are in this moment and trust that you're exactly where you're supposed to be. The pressure, the stress, it's all just noise. It's all distractions. Life will never be perfect. And that's okay. The only thing you can control is how you respond to it all. Will you let it break you? Will you let it pull you apart, piece by piece? Or will you take a step back, breathe, and realize that there's no need to fight this battle anymore? You've been through enough, haven't you? You've fought enough battles, climbed enough mountains, and lost enough to know that life doesn't play fair. But that's the beauty of it, because if you can survive all of that, if you can make it through the mess and chaos, then what's next is yours for the taking. Not because you earned it or worked harder for it, but because you allowed it. You allowed yourself to let go, to stop fighting, and to trust that whatever's meant to be will come to you.